Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kript-O channel. If you're new here, I want to thank you for dropping by, and if you're a sub, again, thank you again for clicking on that video here. What I'm basically going to be doing here is explaining why I think that the Helium network is going to skyrocket no matter what really happens because of the transactions that are going to happen in the near future here. So if you really don't have that much time though, I did put timestamps in here to kind of show you parts of the process that would make it a little bit faster for you. But if you do stay through the whole video, you probably get a lot of really great information that would be able to benefit you and understand why I believe these figures are going to come to fruition. Again, this is all theory and I am not a financial advisor. So please take everything with a grain of salt. And if I do get anything wrong, I apologize. I'll try to correct it in my edits. But again, some things, do slip by me. But nonetheless, though, I'm going to go through some of the reasons why I think the Helium network is going to explode. First of all, the implementation that they've had of their product and the expansion of their network has been very straightforward. They've designed it so it maximizes the range that they're able to get. And that's based upon their little blocks that they put out there. Every unit is 300 meters apart and all that. I know there's a lot of YouTubers that have probably made a lot of videos explaining how the Helium network works and a lot of really good details on that. So I'm not going to go through that. Again, you can YouTube it. You can find a lot of information on the Helium network. I'm going through the reasons why the transactions are going to start increasing and going to force the Helium token to rise in price here. So I'm going to go through the users right now as we got here. These are actual companies that are working with Helium right now. And again, other YouTubers have probably done it. So I'm just going to do a quick overview, right? We got agriculture, we got health monitoring, we got the pet tracking thing going on here. City systems with the parking. It's a lot of really great items that are actually coming to fruition right now. And on top of what Helium is providing right now, they got integration tools for being allowing everything to be a little bit more easier to use, right? So if you're an application developer and you want to start designing something on the Helium network, they got a lot of tools here that are going to help you out. In addition to everything that the integration options offer here, what we're getting in addition to Helium is the 5G network. And again, a lot of YouTubers have covered this, but the main reason why I bring this up is that it's going to allow some of those users to expand to, let's say, city networks, right? Like you're gonna have big cities being able to hop on because they have access to the 5G. So stoplights can be controlled by that. You can have full autonomous cars. You can have, again, those autonomous cars can be part of the city's implementation for like being able to get some remote areas where a lot of drivers can't go for, let's say, snow removal and stuff like that. So I mean, there's a lot of really cool things that could happen with that, and this all links to this transaction chart that I'm going to show you right here. So I created this to be able to show you how more people onboarding and the amount of transactions used and the cost per transaction and the price of HNT, how this all works together. So it looks a little bit complicated, but it really isn't. I'm going to be putting this on a Google Doc so you guys can go in there and play with it if you want. I put the yellow boxes here for areas that you can edit, and those are going to give you different figures, right? So how everything works on this calculator is I put the global population as the time that I put it, and based upon what Google provided me there. And then you can put your percentage here, right? So this is 1%. You can go all the way up to 100%. Just put a 1 there, just delete everything there. It'll give you a full population use, which is not realistic, right? To be real, I thought 1% was good, and you could even drop it down even further, like a 0.5% to get everything on board, which would be around like 39 million. And I think 39 million to 78 million is actually kind of realistic because you're dealing with countries that have millions and millions of people. Some of them have 1 billion people, right? And those, just a fraction of that to be able to get onboarded and use these systems is going to greatly increase this number here. So again, that's basically the formula that's going to show you how much of the population is using HNT with that. So the next portion of it is going to be how many transactions are done. And again, I'm just doing this as a very basic introduction on how this calculator works, so the figures aren't too crazy, right? It's just very, very easy to understand and flow. So again, we have one transaction, so this gets multiplied by that, which gives you your total daily transactions, which is the same as the population because we only have one transaction. If we were to change that, right, let's say we change it to 2, everything doubles, right? Population stays the same, total transactions double, everything, kind of flows with that. But again, I'm going to keep it a little bit more simpler, and we're going to keep it at 1. So this would be the total transactions for the year, right? You're dealing with a very, very big number. This isn't any number you really need to worry about right now. It's just a total that I can use to be able to get these transaction costs. So I put the cost per transaction at about 1 cent. And, you know, I thought that was fairly reasonable. But, you know, it could be a lot lower, it could be a lot higher. I think that based upon the apps that are being provided, you're going to have a range of pricing, right? Because every app developer can put their own price on anything. So if you have smart autonomous cars, if you have taxi companies, you know, flying taxis in the future, they're going to be able to provide these services. You know, those transaction fees are probably going to be a little bit higher, because if they're always at a low rate, you're going to have those channels flooded. So you have to have tiers for everything, so you don't have too many people trying to get this one item at the same time, or trying to get that channel, right? Everything's going to be a little bit congested. Again, theory, don't know really what's going to happen. Could go parachain, and you could have multiple access points at once, which I think probably is what will happen. Again, theory, don't really know. But how this all relates to the cost, this cost relates to how much HNT is going to be needed just from transactions, going to relate to how much the HNT cost is, right? So we take this number, that's a total transaction cost, right? Divided by 11, that's the price of HNT, okay? So what we get is the HNT required for daily transactions. So again, this is at 1 cent, right? That's not that much. Let's say if I bring this up to 10 cents, right? Everything kind of changes. Again, these transaction costs just went up 10%, right? So the transaction costs are what the revenue is going to be for Helium initially. You're dealing with 7.8 million sales going in, or transactions going in, which are going to bring in this much Helium, or this much revenue for Helium. And that's based upon the HNT, you know, transaction fees that they're going to have over there. So again, it could be higher, it could be lower. Again, this is just to kind of test everything out and how it all work. So let's go to the price of HNT here, right? You have it as $11. You have this much HNT required daily, right? 715,905 HNT required for daily transactions. Again, these individuals are going to be needing to have HNT in their wallets, or have a parachain that converts from their native token into HNT so it can be used for these services. Again, how this all relates to the price going up is that you're going to need a substantial amount of Helium being purchased all the time. And this is not talking about the people that actually are going to be hodling, right? So if you're hodlers, you're not going to really want to put your HNT in the market. People that are staking are making their tokens liquid, right? So these are going to be how the HNT is going to be purchased from the parachains if people don't have any on board. Again, that's what my theory is. But look at how much HNT we need right there, right? You're dealing with 261 million HNT needed for the transactions yearly, and there ain't even that much HNT in the world. So the price would have to raise to, if we had everybody sell their tokens, right? It would have to raise to about $33 right off the bat to get 87 million, which is the circulating HNT in the market. And again, I'm going to show you that I'm not making guesses, but there's a circulating supply. I'll do a refresh, see what's going on. Again, it increased a little bit because the blocks are being made consistently. Price went down. I think this is a fire sale right now. I think this company is going to be moving independently of the market, because this has real world use and you're going to have the need for this. So that's the big difference compared to other networks, is that there's not a lot of tie-ins to real world devices. And when that happens, it's always going to have an upward trend, because that industry is always having sales. It's like a Visa. It's always making sales, always having transactions, doesn't matter what happens. Or any other business that's always making transactions, they're going to go up because they're always needed. They're always being used. And with this always being used, that is how it's going to make the HNT skyrocket. And 33, I think, is a very, very, modest number to really think about. I see this company skyrocketing. The market cap, what was it? The market cap, it's very small, guys. It's very, very small, right? This could go up to 60 billion market cap realistically when more people start using crypto as a standard of currency, right? a lot of countries are getting on board with this, and it's not just those countries that are going to have benefits from it. It's other little app developers or smaller app developers, or smaller companies, maybe even bigger companies that are going to really take a hold of this. And a lot of big companies have jumped on board, right? But it's going to take a lot more push from us to be able to make this happen. So this is just a calculator for everyone to play with, right? I just wanted to put that out there so you can kind of see what the need is for HNT and how it actually is going to have a direct effect in the price. Because depending on how much HNT is required for those transactions and how much is being hodled, this price could go up, right? Because you're going to need it for the transaction costs and all that. Anyway, that was my kind of run through on everything. If you had a good time watching this video, or if you enjoyed it, right, just hit that like button, drop a comment if you think information like this is useful and you'd like for me to design more little charts and things like that for you, because it does take a little bit of time to do this, but it gives a lot of value to everyone. And I think that's the best part of it, is that anyone that needs that information is looking for that. There's tools out there that's created by the network, by the people, to be able to help each other out, right? I've watched tons of videos from other YouTubers, and I've learned so much. So the only thing I can do is give back, right? So this is on the description down below, so feel free to use it. If there's any issues with it, I put these cells that are able to be adjusted. And if things aren't working, just let me know, and I'll do my best to be able to correct everything in a timely fashion. I do have my contest still going right now, and I think in the next week or something it's probably going to end. But what it is, when I hit my 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving 100 USDT away, and the contest rules are: you just have to like, comment saying something that you subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and get that notification bell, because when I launch that video for the winner, there's a 24-hour limit on that. So if you guys don't respond within 24 hours, I'm going to give it to the next person. So another reason to sub. Again, thank you again so much for joining me here. I want to wish you all the best day ever, and enjoy your summer, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.